the streams, I find my peace. I'm not lost, I'm exploring, feeling alive with the wind in my hair and the sun in my eyes. I'm not lost, I'm exploring.
That is not something I expected to hear in the middle of the night. Good morning, guys. Day 2. Starting off very, very windy. Some things kept me awake last night, and you won't believe what it was. Alright, so I got my dinner on. Time for a little lunch. I had a little bit of company with the squirrels just a few minutes ago. They're looking for something to eat also. So why not enjoy some fruit salad? Alright, so first impressions of the yurt. It's comfy. It's a little chilly at nighttime, but I guess the time of year, you know, that definitely doesn't help with that. But it's a pretty cool little experience to have. I've never stayed in a yurt before. It's the first time I was actually able to book a yurt or a cabin up at Tuscarora State Park. This is definitely one of my favorite state parks to visit. I've been here several times. I actually grew up near here and used to fish down here by the lake. I'll actually take you guys there a little bit later on today, just to kind of show you around. But that is one of my favorite areas to fish. I have a lot of great memories there. My cousin took us fishing there a couple times. My aunt and uncles took us fishing there. And I even remember coming here to the beach with my parents when I was very little, while the concession stand was still open and actually in pretty good shape. Kind of hoping they redo that. It's kind of a shame for it to be sitting there and not being any use. But time to enjoy some lunch, relax a little bit, and just enjoy nature. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind or not. Wow, is it wicked? It's just crazy how loud that is down here. Not sure if I gave you guys a walk around the outside of the yurt yesterday or not. It's pretty cool. I've never stayed in a yurt before, so kind of enjoying this. It was a cold night last night. It stayed pretty warm inside. Pretty big deck too, so definitely lots of places to sit and eat. And this is the view from the deck. The trail right down there. This is the view from cabin 1 in the morning. See the lake back there? It's beautiful. In the summer you won't get to see much of that, but this time of year it's nice and open. All right, well, out exploring a little bit and the sun finally came out to play. So it's still about 34 degrees, 33, 34 degrees. So it's still a little chilly, but not too bad. Again, the sun came out, so it's supposed to warm up a little bit. I think it's just supposed to get just below 50 degrees. So I'm gonna get some firewood cut up, get ready for our fire tonight, and we'll see what else happens. I really don't know. Today was kind of one of those days where it's not really planned. Just kind of coming up, hanging out here for a few days just to clear my head a little bit, and happy to bring you guys along with me. So trying to think of something different for dinner tonight. Kind of have an idea what we're gonna make, but first things first, I got to get the camp chores done, and then we'll get set up for maybe make some lunch and take a short hike, something like that. But see you guys in a little bit. So I don't think I showed it yesterday, but you're not allowed to park at the yurts. So there is an access road to come down here. You can bring a car down here. Kristen brought the Corolla down here yesterday, so a car can definitely come down the road. It's a little bumpy, a little rough, but it's definitely doable. You can't park here, but you can unload and load here, so it is kind of convenient. And our yurt is that one right there, the very first one you see. So if you're wondering, the restroom and the shower house is located right there, which is maybe 50 yards from our yurt and much closer to some of the others. Well, since the sun came out to play, I'm kind of not feeling like doing camp tours just yet, so let's go and check out the lake a little bit. This is so cool. Kind of reminds me of like a baby sitting on its mother's lap or something. Nice and green. It's starting to slowly dry up again. It just rained last night though. All right, so I guess that's enough procrastinating for now. I guess I better go get some of that tour work done. All right, you guys ready to go cut some wood for the fire tonight? All right, let's get at it. All right, maybe one more look at the lake won't hurt. So the last time I was down here, it was super foggy and I brought you guys along. And now we're just hitting the beginning of April. Yesterday was actually March 31st, so today is April Fool's Day. So you know what they say, trust no one on April Fool's Day, including fishermen. So anyway, The last time we were here, it was super foggy, and this is what a change. I mean, it just shows the change in the weather here is just incredible. The spring is starting to arrive, and things are starting to come back to life, and it's just beautiful. The animals are super active today already, and it's pretty early yet, so I think it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So let's continue to get at it. All right, I'll go cut some firewood. I like how all the moss is growing on the roofs. I think that's really cool. Probably not great for the roofs, but I still think it's cool. Nature's doing every bit of her part to reclaim what's hers. All right, so firewood's cut and stacked. The nice thing about coming this time of year is there's firewood all over the place. They cut down the trees that are dead and kind of leave the firewood lay. So all you have to do is come in, and you saw it split it up a little bit, and you got more than enough firewood to last you the weekend. I'll take you guys for a quick walk and show you some of the firewood that they just leave for the guests to use. It's pretty nice. So there's a little bit there. There's another pile just behind this tree here, but it's a little rock. I was gonna show you that pile, but there's a guest over there. Let's go say hi. So as soon as I got close, that squirrel took off, but there's another pile, and there are several throughout the campground here. There's one up there closer to the start of the campground. There's one over in front of cabin 1. This pile here by the wash house, and then the 2 piles down there. So just in case you didn't bring enough for your own firewood, sometimes you luck out and there is some here. I have quite a bit that I brought with me, but it's always nice to get a little extra and make sure you have enough for the night. So tonight's firewood is courtesy of Tuscarora State Park, so thank you for that. Firewood stacked and ready to go. I see you up there. What's this guy up to? Let's get some natural light in here. Open up these windows. I got a time lapse started out here. Maybe we'll start on lunch or dinner. Yeah, I think we're gonna make a roast for dinner. All right, let's go open up the blinds and let some light in. how blue them skies got. That's a little better. A little more light in here anyway. Sorry about this angle, guys. I tried using a chair to get you a better shot of that, but I'm trying to make a little beef roast here. Kristen's coming up for dinner, so we make something a little different from what we usually do when we're camping. So just mixing up a little seasonings, and then we're gonna throw some beef broth in. Yeah, I'm definitely no chef, so if you guys know a better way, let me know in the comments down below, or suggest someone I should maybe watch. There's some beef broth, quite a bit of beef broth. So just kind of trying to think of something I could make that would be kind of hands off, but still be much different than what we would normally have when we're cooking or when we're camping out. Probably too much water in there. Probably way too much water in there. But we'll get that started. And if I want to, I can take this out of the campfire. Well, let me get cleaned up here a little bit. Then I got to cut up the veggies. I don't know that that view's any better than the last one, but you guys get an idea what we're doing here. I'm gonna cut the potatoes in half, I think. A little bit of celery. Baby carrots. Now you guys are getting a taste of why I eat backpacking meals. Now we wait. So like I said, I'm no chef, but that's what we got in there. A little beef, some potatoes, carrots, a little bit of celery, and onion, and a special seasoning. So we'll see how it works out. And that's gonna be on there for a little while. In case anybody's wondering what the underside of the thing looks like, underside of the yurt looks like. I don't know if you're allowed to hang a hammock from there. Probably not. State should put some hooks up. That'd be a nice place for it. A couple good spots though to hang. Anyway, may have to bring my hammock next time. Take a walk down to the lake. So one of the cool things I found out is if you have a yurt or a cabin here, you actually have a mooring site that's reserved for you. You'll learn more about that in your registration or in your cabin itself or your yurt. It'll tell you what mooring slip is actually yours for your stay here at Tuscarora State Park. That makes things awfully convenient. You don't have to worry about, you know, loading and unloading your kayak every day or your
your canoe or your boat. You know, you just walk down, unlock it, out in the lake you go. That's the way up there. There's our yurt right there. And then the mooring and dock area is right here. And then another bathroom is just off to our left, right over here, right over there. That's more of a public bathroom. I think that's Colts Foot. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. There's some more. So we're starting to see little signs of spring here and there. Just saw some Colts Foot back there a little bit. That's about all I've seen so far. Other than the grass, some of the grass is starting to turn green. But it's a very pretty area. Really enjoying this. You know, sometimes you just need some time to yourself, and this is kind of it, I think. Turn you guys around so you can see what we're walking on. I think it's like an old, maybe an access road or something at one point, but this will take us back to the yurts and the cabins. This is the Lakeview Trail, and you can actually get on this right from my yurt, so that's pretty cool too. Some more little pops of green. Looks like this might be actually a rose bush. Beacon. Oh, look at that. Nom, nom, nom. So this is the part of the video where we should be inserting the Benny Hill theme, because as hard as I could try, and as many times as I try, I could not get the bow drill to light for me today. So I've tried several times. I noticed a few things. First of all, I'm not supporting the board. The string is way too loose. I'm entirely too close to the fire pit ring. The wind keeps blowing away my tinder. It's just one thing after another. Didn't work this time. I ended up using my striker, my ferro striker. But this is definitely something I'll need to practice at. When I practiced it at home, the second time I tried it, I got an ember. It was the first time I've ever gotten an ember from a bow drill. I'll put a link to that video down below if you guys would want to see that. I was incredibly excited, and I thought, well, I'm going to do it on this camping trip. We're going to try it out in this video. And I definitely didn't do so great. So please let me know in the comments down below. Obviously, it's easier to use a lighter, but I wanted to practice some of these primitive fire making techniques. And this is just a kit I bought off of Amazon. So it should have been relatively easy, but as you guys can see, it was one thing after another, and I broke it. So we'll definitely have to work on that, and hopefully in the next video I'll get that straightened out, but enjoy the little bit of fire I did get going. Watch a movie and relax. Alright, so day 2 is in the books. Pot roast was delicious. Short hikes were beautiful. Day started out a little windy and crazy, but it looks like it's going to end peaceful and relaxing. So, see you guys in the morning.